Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we dive deep into the electrifying drama unfolding over the next 3 weeks, from October 6th to 24th, where secrets unravel and alliances shatter in Port Charles. In the heart of General Hospital, Portia Robinson finds herself entangled in a whirlwind of uncertainty as a simple dizzy spell during her shift propels her toward an unexpected revelation. Rushing to the privacy of a bathroom stall, she uncovers a positive pregnancy test that flips her world upside down, leaving her to grapple with the agonizing question of fatherhood. Could it be her devoted husband Curtis Ashford, or the enigmatic Isaiah Gannon, whose fleeting encounter lingers like a shadow? This paternity enigma doesn't just test Portia's resolve, it ripples through her professional life, forcing her to balance patient care with personal turmoil, all while whispers of her condition start circulating among the nursing staff, heightening the stakes in her already strained marriage. As romantic sparks ignite unexpectedly, Michael Corinthos opens up in ways that surprise even his closest allies, turning to the newcomer Veronica Ronnie Barr for solace amid the chaos. Ronnie, with her sharp wit and empathetic gaze, becomes an unlikely confidant as Michael unloads the burdens of his family empire and the lingering grief over Monica Quartermain's passing. Their late-night conversation in the dimly lit Quartermain Gardens evolves into a bond that hints at deeper affections, mirroring the chemistry Sonny Corinthos once shared with her, and setting the stage for Cupid's arrow to strike in unforeseen directions. The reading of Monica Quartermain's will erupts into a powder keg of family discord, with the stunning bequest of the iconic Quartermain mansion falling into Ronnie Barr's hands. A move that blindsides everyone present. Tracy Quartermain, ever the fierce guardian of legacy, unleashes a torrent of outrage, accusing the decision of betraying generations of Quartermain bloodlines and demanding immediate legal recourse. Speculation swirls that Martin Gray, the sly attorney with a history of shadowy dealings, might have tampered with the documents in a bid to settle old scores or advance his own agenda, adding layers of intrigue as forensic experts are quietly called in to scrutinize the will's authenticity. Jocelyn Jack's triumphant return to Port Charles after her time away stirs up a cauldron of complicated emotions and hidden agendas, particularly as she navigates the shock of Britt Westburn's improbable survival, feigning wide-eyed astonishment at a casual encounter in Kelly's diner. Jocelyn masks her inner turmoil, knowing the truth could unravel fragile trust, while she battles an irresistible pull toward Vaughn, whose brooding charm tests her loyalty like never before. This homecoming isn't just a reunion, it's a tightrope walk over buried secrets, with Jocelyn confiding in a trusted friend about the temptation that threatens to derail her fresh start. Tensions escalate as Anna Devane and Harrison Chase secure a high-stakes search warrant that uncovers more than anticipated, plunging them into a web of deception tied to ongoing investigations. The warrant's execution at a suspect's fortified residence yields cryptic documents and surveillance footage that implicate key players, sparking urgent debriefs in the PCPD bullpen, where alliances are tested under the glare of fluorescent lights. Meanwhile, Giovanni Joe Palmieri stands at a crossroads, contemplating whether to dust off his violin and channel his pent-up rage into melodies that once defined his passion, a choice that could heal old wounds or expose vulnerabilities in his guarded heart. Willow Tate's frustration boils over as bureaucratic roadblocks in her custody battle multiply, delaying the assignment of a fair judge and prolonging the agony of separation from her child. Late-night calls to her legal team reveal mounting obstacles, from scheduling conflicts to whispered rumors of influence peddling, leaving Willow pacing her apartment in tears and questioning every decision that led here. In a pivotal moment, Chase drops a bombshell revelation, hinting at the damning evidence of judge bribery stashed in Drew Kane's photographs, ledgers, and recorded conversations that could blow the case wide open and restore Willow's hope. Nathan West's bold announcement from his hospital bed sends shockwaves through Britt Westburn, triggering an emotional meltdown that exposes the fragility beneath her tough exterior. As doctors clear him for discharge, Nathan proposes uprooting young James West to their new spacious apartment overlooking the harbor, envisioning a fresh chapter free from past hauntings. But Britt senses a darker undercurrent of potential threat lurking in the shadows that endangers them all. Drawing on her survival instincts, honed from years of peril, Britt vows to shield James and any innocents caught in the crossfire, even if it means confronting long-buried enemies who resurface with vengeance in mind. The relentless probe into Drew Kane's shooting intensifies at the PCPD, where alibis crumble under scrutiny, elevating one shadowy figure to prime suspect status, as Anna Devane pieces together irrefutable evidence for an imminent arrest. Interrogations drag on into the wee hours, with polygraph tests and witness statements revealing inconsistencies that point fingers in surprising directions, from opportunistic insiders to vengeful outsiders with motives rooted in corporate espionage. Viewers will be on the edge of their seats as forensic teams analyze bullet trajectories and timelines, inching closer to justice in this high-octane whodunit. Jocelyn Jacks, ever the strategist, weaves a delicate web of half-truths during a tense family gathering, her words carefully chosen to deflect probing questions about her recent escapades. Simultaneously, Jason Morgan erupts in a fiery clash with Jack Brennan in a rain-slicked alley behind the Metro Court, accusations flying like daggers over betrayals and double crosses that trace back to their shared criminal past. The confrontation escalates with physical shoves and shouted threats, underscoring the volatile underbelly of poor Charles' loyalties. Willow Tate, steeling her nerves after recent setbacks, delivers crucial news to Drew Kane during a hushed visit to his recovery room, detailing the custody hurdles and the bribery scandal that could vindicate them both. Their exchange, laced with mutual encouragement, reignites Drew's determination to fight from his bedside, promising Willow that together they'll navigate the storm. Across town, Sonny Corinthos corners Lulu Spencer in his office, subjecting her to a relentless interrogation about her knowledge of the shooting and her connections to the Quartermaine drama, his piercing stare demanding answers she may not be ready to give. Jordan Ashford, the steadfast commissioner, confronts a chilling threat that shakes her to the core, delivered by an unidentified figure whose venomous words echo in the empty precinct hallway. Possibilities swirl. Could it be a desperate Portia warning her to back off the pregnancy rumors, a cornered Drew lashing out over the investigation, or the elusive Jen Sidwell unleashing corporate sabotage? Whatever the source, Jordan's resolve hardens, vowing to protect her city while safeguarding her own secrets in this escalating power play. Ronnie Barr savors a heartfelt moment with Michael Corinthos, cherishing the opportunity to bridge the gap left by Monica's absence, knowing how deeply the Quartermaine matriarch valued his presence in the family fold. As they share stories over coffee at the Floating Rib, Michael's guarded walls crumble, leading to confessions about his fears for the Corinthos legacy that forge an instant rapport. Much like Sonny's early encounters with her, this connection blossoms subtly, hinting at romantic possibilities amid the mansion inheritance fallout. Finally, Lucas Jones steps into the role of cunning matchmaker, orchestrating subtle encounters and nudges to spark a fresh romance. In Port Charles' tangled social scene, whether pairing unlikely souls at a charity gala or planting seeds through casual advice at GH, Lucas's playful schemes promise to deliver Cupid's arrow with precision, transforming friendships into flames and keeping viewers hooked on the evolving love stories ahead. Next, we will learn about the explosive fallout from Monica Quartermaine's funeral, where family tensions erupt into lawsuits, betrayals, and a shocking will that could shatter the Quartermaine dynasty forever. In the heart-wrenching events of the October 6th episode, tensions between Drew Kane and Tracy Quartermaine reach a boiling point, stemming from a deeply humiliating incident at Monica's memorial service. Picture this, the Grand Church in Port Charles, filled with the Quartermaine elite mourning the loss of their matriarch when Drew arrives, his face etched with genuine grief for the woman who once saw potential in him, despite his outsider status. But Tracy, ever the iron-fisted enforcer of family boundaries, spots him immediately and, in a move straight out of a dramatic soap showdown, grabs his wheelchair and propels him out the doors without a second thought. This wasn't just a snub, it was a public spectacle of rejection, leaving Drew fuming and the assembled guests whispering about the Quartermaine clan's fractured loyalties. Adding fuel to the fire, Martin Gray, Drew's sharp-tongued attorney and Tracy's longtime sparring partner, storms into the fray during a heated confrontation at the Quartermaine mansion. With his signature wit laced with venom, Martin drops the bombshell. Drew is filing a lawsuit against Tracy for assault and emotional distress, citing the forceful ejection as a violation of his rights to grieve alongside the family he helped build. Tracy, however, remains unfazed, her steely demeanor cracking only into a dismissive smirk as she lounges in her opulent study, surrounded by relics of Quartermaine glory. She's no stranger to legal battles after all. She's navigated boardroom wars and inheritance skirmishes for decades and views Drew's threat as little more than empty bluster from a man she still sees as an interloper, forever tainted by his presumed connection to the late, enigmatic Franco Baldwin. In her mind, Drew's military background and royal media empire mean nothing in the sacred halls of the Quartermaine legacy. He's just a temporary fixture, unworthy of Monica's final farewell. Yet beneath her bravado, there's a flicker of unease. Tracy has always prided herself on maintaining control, and this lawsuit could drag family secrets into the courtroom, exposing old wounds like the messy entanglements involving Jason Morgan's identity crisis, or the lingering shadows of Drew's own presumed death years ago. Martin, sensing her vulnerability, presses on with details of the suit, outlining potential damages that could hit six figures, including compensation for the psychological toll of being treated like an intruder at a loved one's service. As the argument escalates, with Tracy hurling barbs about Martin's questionable ethics and his own romantic entanglements with Lucy Coe, viewers are left wondering if this legal gambit will force the Quartermaines to confront their elitist underbelly, or if it'll fizzle out like so many poor Charles feuds. But Drew's anger doesn't stop at the church doors. It's amplified tenfold by the revelations in Monica's meticulously crafted will, read in a tense gathering at the Quartermaine estate under the watchful eyes of executor Ned Ashton. Drew had quietly harbored hopes that Monica, who had warmed to him during his time as CEO of ELQ and through shared battles against corporate raiders like the mysterious Victor Casadini, might acknowledge him with even a token gesture, a share in the family business or a personal memento from her medical career that symbolized her approval. Instead, the document delivers a crushing blow. Drew is utterly omitted. Not a single asset or sentiment directed his way, reinforcing the narrative that he's forever on the periphery of the Quartermaine bloodline. This exclusion stings deeply, evoking memories of his deprogramming from Casadini mind control and his desperate quest for belonging in Port Charles, only to be repeatedly sidelined by the likes of Michael and Ned. Enraged, Drew storms out of the reading, vowing to make the family pay for treating him like a disposable asset, his mind racing with visions of using his raw resources to launch a media blitz, exposing Quartermaine hypocrisies. In a private moment with Martin, Drew confides his pain, revealing how Monica's snub feels like a final betrayal, especially after he supported her through health scares and stood by her during the Aiden blackmail saga. This development not only heightens Drew's lawsuit resolve, but also plants seeds of doubt among other heirs like Brooklyn, who begins questioning if Monica's will truly reflect her wishes, or if external influences tampered with it. Enter Martin Gray's masterstroke of revenge, a calculated scheme born from years of simmering resentment toward Tracy's manipulative ways. Martin has long nursed grudges from their past clash testing the time Tracy undermined his defense of Cyrus Renault or her meddling in his affairs with Lucy. During the nurse's ball scandal, and now, with Monica's passing as his opening, he's poised to strike where it hurts most, the Quartermaine fortune and prestige. Whispered hints suggest Martin has enlisted the enigmatic Veronica Ronnie Bard, a shadowy figure from Port Charles' underbelly with ties to old Casadini operations, and a knack for forging documents that could rival even Helena's infamous schemes. Ronnie, last seen lurking in the peripheries of the waterfront district with her network of informants, emerges as the unlikely beneficiary in a twist that upends Tracy's smug predictions. During the will reading, gasps echo through the room as the executor announces that the iconic Quartermaine mansion complex, with its sprawling gardens, hidden wine cellars, and ghost of Lila's era falls not to Michael Corinthos, whom Tracy assumed would claim it as a nod to his CEO role at ELQ, but to Ronnie herself. This bombshell leaves Michael stunned, his jaw clenched as he grapples with losing the family seat that symbolizes his hard-won place among the elite, while Willow, by his side, offers quiet support amid the chaos. Tracy's downfall in the will is poetic in its pettiness, a deliberate jab that Martin likely orchestrated to maximize her humiliation. Instead of the vast estates or ELQ shares she coveted, Tracy inherits nothing but a solitary jar of Lila Quartermaine's famed pickled relish, a quirky recipe from Lila's homemaking days, preserved in a dusty attic alongside faded photos of happier times. The room erupts in stifled laughter and shock as Tracy stares at the modest glass container, her face paling with rage at what she perceives as Monica's ultimate insult, reducing her to a punchline in front of her kin. In a fit of fury, Tracy accuses the executor of forgery, smashing a nearby vase that shatters like her composure while Martin watches from the shadows, a sly grin betraying his satisfaction. This inheritance isn't just material, it's emotional warfare, forcing Tracy to confront her rocky history with Monica. From their sibling rivalries over Edward's affections to Tracy's schemes that nearly bankrupted Elk. During the Derek Wells era, as the dust settles, Martin indulges in some well-deserved gloating, toasting Ronnie's windfall with a glass of vintage scotch, and quipping about how the mansion's chandeliers will look fabulous under new, less Quartermaine management. He even hints at Ronnie's plans to transform the estate into a high society event space, complete with themed galas that mock the family's exclusivity, drawing in Port Charles socialites like Ava Jerome and Nina Reeves for the spectacle. Yet, as with all Port Charles intrigue, layers of deception lurk beneath the surface, suggesting Martin's revenge might involve more than meets the eye and Monica's final testament. Speculation runs rampant that he tampered with the will during a vulnerable moment in Monica's final days, perhaps exploiting her grief over Austin Holt's murder or her fears of family implosion, to insert clauses favoring Ronnie. Imagine the scenes. Late-night meetings in dimly lit law offices where Martin, poring over legal loopholes, collaborates with Ronnie to embed hidden codicils that redirect assets under the guise of charitable trusts. This trickery ensures Tracy's meager bequest while positioning Ronnie as a Trojan horse in the Quartermaine world, potentially uncovering buried secrets like the true origins of the Ice Princess Diamond or unresolved Casadini debts. Drew's lawsuit, though it may drag on without much traction, courts in fictional Port Charles often favor the powerful serves as a smokescreen for Martin's larger play, allowing him to revel in the chaos without direct suspicion. Family members like Sasha Gilmore and Lois Cerullo exchange uneasy glances, sensing the will's anomalies, while Ned vows a private investigation that could unearth Martin's fingerprints. In the end, ABC General Hospital teases that the veil of deception will lift in due time, but not before the Quartermaines endure a whirlwind of unsettling revelations and power shifts. Tracy might rally allies like Valentine Casadini for a counterattack, plotting to reclaim the mansion through ELQ maneuvers, while Drew channels his fury into strengthening ties with Carly Spencer and their shared custody battles over Donna. Ronnie's sudden elevation could spark alliances or enmities, drawing in outsiders like Dex Heller for security detail or even a vengeful return from past villains. As the episode fades, the Quartermaine living room, once a bastion of tradition, feels like a powder keg, with Martin's laughter echoing as the harbinger of more turmoil to come. Next, we will learn about the electrifying drama unfolding at the Quartermaine mansion, as Monica Quartermaine's will reading ignites a storm of family rivalries and hidden legacies that could shatter alliances for generations to come. The sprawling Quartermaine estate, long a symbol of power and privilege in Port Charles, is bracing for an unprecedented clash of egos and emotions next week, when the reading of Monica Quartermain's will take the spotlight. Her untimely death, uncovered in a heartbreaking moment by her devoted son Jason Morgan as he searched the quiet halls of the mansion, has left the family reeling from grief and suspicion alike. Now, as the Quartermains convene under the grand chandelier of the dining room, whispers of betrayal and unexpected claims are already circulating through the corridors, hinting at revelations that might redistribute the family's vast fortunes and influence in ways no one can have anticipated. Previews from the show suggest this gathering won't be a somber memorial, but a high-stakes showdown, where loyalties are tested and old wounds reopen under the weight of Monica's final wishes. Jason, ever the stoic protector, might find himself mediating between fiery tempers, while the air thickens with the scent of aged whiskey and unresolved grudges from decades past. Fans tuning in are buzzing with excitement, predicting that this event could rival the most explosive Quartermain power struggles in soap history, complete with dramatic entrances and tearful confrontations that pull at the heartstrings. Veronica Bard's grand entrance. Veronica Ronnie Bard's sudden appearance at the will reading is set to deliver Quartermain-level theatrics that will have viewers glued to their screens, transforming a formal affair into a spectacle of intrigue and confrontation. Discovered through Marty Gray's sleuthing efforts, Ronnie emerges from the shadows of Monica's concealed past via a faded, doodle-strewn letter that was penned years ago, but never reached its intended recipient, revealing her as a sister Monica kept secret from even her closest kin. This letter, tucked away in an old family attic box, Marty uncovered during his latest scheme to undermine Tracy's dominance, paints Ronnie as a product of the same adoption saga that brought Monica into the Baldwin fold, with Gail Baldwin's influence looming large as the orchestrator of their separated lives. Imagine Ronnie sweeping through the mansion's ornate doors in a tailored ensemble that screams old-world elegance, her confident stride immediately clashing with Tracy Quartermain's trademark glare of disdain, as if the newcomer has already staked her claim on the family throne. Marty, with his silver tongue and endless plots against Tracy's iron grip, extends the invitation personally, positioning Ronnie not just as a mourner, but as a potential disruptor who can unravel the Quartermain tapestry thread by thread. Social media is ablaze with fan reactions. One viral Facebook post declaring, "Ronnie's crash landing at the well. This is the drama we've been starving for pure perfection." Yet, beneath her composed facade, questions swirl. Is Ronnie a heartfelt sibling seeking closure on Monica's mysterious adoption, or a cunning opportunist eyeing a slice of ELQ's empire and the mansion's opulent grounds? Her rival might escalate into a vocal standoff right at the reading table, with demands for authenticated documents proving Monica's true affections, forcing everyone to question the bonds they thought unbreakable. Adding layers to her mystique, Ronnie could arrive bearing a locket from their shared childhood, engraved with a cryptic message that hints at suppressed memories Monica buried deep, turning the event into an emotional excavation as much as a legal one. Tracy, sensing a threat to her carefully curated legacy, might launch preemptive barbs, accusing Ronnie of fabricating ties for financial gain, while Jason observes silently, his loyalty to Monica pulling him toward protecting this enigmatic relative. This entrance alone promises to inject fresh tension into the Quartermain saga, blending nostalgia with Nora's suspicion in a way that elevates the will reading to legendary status. The will's jaw-dropping revelations, gossip swirling around General Hospital spoilers, indicates Monica's will is packed with curveballs, designed to rock the Quartermain foundation, potentially sidelining longtime players in favor of unforeseen beneficiaries and buried truths. At its core, the document might boldly bypass Tracy Quartermain, Monica's enduring adversary whose sharp wit has defined their rivalry for years, and instead bequeath the bulk of the estate to Ronnie as a nod to rediscovered bloodlines over forged alliances. Tracy has long championed Michael Corinthos as the ideal successor, viewing him as a beacon of stability amid Drew Kane's tangled web of personal scandals and corporate missteps that have plagued ELQ lately. However, Monica's reputation for equitable decisions whispers of more nuanced twists, envision a sprawling trust fund earmarked for the younger generation, including Austin Gatlin Holt's children or even Willow Corinthos twins, ensuring the family's future while tying strings to ethical clauses that demand unity. A hidden codicil could dramatically unveil facets of Monica's adoption story, perhaps disclosing a clandestine meeting with Ronnie in her youth, or a paternity secret involving Edward Quartermaine that reframes the entire dynasty. Fans are theorizing wildly about a provision that links the mansion's ownership to Ronnie's sign-off, compelling Tracy to swallow her pride and collaborate or risk forfeiting the iconic property, where so many pivotal moments unfolded from weddings to betrayals. Should Ronnie inherit the lion's share, it might unleash a torrent of lawsuits, with Ned Quartermaine stepping in as the reluctant peacemaker, his diplomatic skills stretched thin as he navigates the legal labyrinth. Jason, torn between his mother's wishes and his cousin's pleas, could become the unlikely arbiter, his investigative prowess uncovering forged elements or overlooked amendments that add even more layers of deceit to heighten the stakes. The will might include a charitable bequest to Port Charles General Hospital, naming Ronnie as co-trustee and forcing her integration into the family's medical legacy, a move that irks Tracy to no end. This revelation wouldn't just redistribute wealth, it could expose vulnerabilities in the LQ structure, prompting boardroom battles where Michael rallies allies like Brooklyn to counter Ronnie's potential influence. Overall, Monica's foresight in crafting such a multifaceted will ensure her presence lingers, guiding the Quartermaines toward reconciliation or ruin in equal measure. Shadows of additional Bard relatives. Speculation is rife that Ronnie Bard won't stand alone in upending the Quartermaine will reading, with hints of a broader Bard clan emerging from Monica's obscure history, to complicate the proceedings and swell the ranks of potential claimants. Marty's pivotal discovery of that doodled letter suggests a deeper conspiracy, possibly alluding to a network of undiscovered siblings, or extended kin unearthed from the fragments of Monica's life before Gail Baldwin's adoption reshaped her destiny. Picture a rugged brother, perhaps named Elias Bard, with shadowy connections to the World Security Bureau, arriving unannounced to assert rights over hidden Quartermaine assets like offshore accounts Monica squirreled away during ELQ's turbulent years. Or envision an ambitious niece, Leela Bard, whose sharp business acumen mirrors Tracy's but targets LQ's tech divisions, drawn by whispers in the letter of Monica's unspoken regrets over lost family opportunities. If Ronnie serves as the initial wave of this Bard resurgence, subsequent rivals could flood the mansion like a tidal wave, morphing the will reading into a chaotic assembly that blends heartfelt reunions with cutthroat negotiations. Tracy's indignation would reach volcanic levels, particularly if these newcomers encroach on Michael's presumed inheritance, prompting her to deploy private investigators to discredit their lineages. The letter's contents might reference a forgotten Bard family reunion in the 1970s, complete with photographs showing a young Monica mingling with relatives she later disavowed, adding authenticity to their claims and fueling debates over DNA testing on the spot. Jason might grapple with protectiveness toward Ronnie, while scrutinizing the others for ulterior motives, perhaps uncovering that Elias once aided Monica in a covert medical crisis abroad. This potential influx transforms the event from a private Quartermaine matter into a sprawling saga of rediscovery, where Leela could charm Ned into an alliance or spark a romance subplot with Dylan that distracts from the financial fray. Ultimately, whether Ronnie orchestrates a full Bard takeover or operates as a solitary force, the horizon darkens with possibilities that promise to redefine Port Charles' power dynamics for seasons ahead.